It's your man, Uncle Shug, coming to you today from Birmingham, Alabama. What's up, Neff?
What's up? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Man, everything good. I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in, checking us out. We're going to be having conversations between uncle and nephew. And we also going to listen to your nephew, all the nephews. Come in and holler at your uncle. Let's have some real conversation.
You sound a little apprehensive to that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we also gonna listen to you, nephew. Like, huh? All right. By default.
Yeah. But we're gonna go back and forth with it.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna go back and forth because I want to hear you too. You know?
Okay.
We're here to listen to the voices, listen to nephew. We got advice, but we want to hear what you got to say as well as everybody else.
I feel you. Hey, well, let's go through a little bit of the topic. Well, let the folks know exactly what is Uncle Shug's corner, because we gotta introduce him to the corner. You hear me?
Everybody, welcome to Uncle Shug's corner. Uncle Shug's corner is derived from, number one, paying respect to my father. His nickname was Shug, and he was one of the good guys. Left a lot of nuggets and jewels here for me and my brothers and sisters. And when you hear Uncle Shug's corner, he's the root of that. I'm the first fruit off the tree. He's been gone now for 30 years, but we're going to speak on it with great respect, as well as to listening to our community, bringing our community back together. Young, strong black men. We're going to get realigned, and we can always come and talk to Uncle Shug.
Okay, we'll bet. Now, I know you sent me in a lot of different topics.
It's a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah, apparently it is a lot to talk about. A lot that's on your chest.
Know this, right? We know this, nephew.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to talk about in our community.
Now, with that being the case, let me go ahead and find topic one. I see first off on here is music and media manipulation.
Yeah, man.
What is that?
Say it loud.
Music and media manipulation.
Manipulation. Absolutely, man. We live in a time, when I think about it, let's say from the 90s, right? Everybody was thugging, right? Everybody was tough. That stuff was being piped in through the music, man. We all know this, right?
Okay.
Everybody banging, they doing all that. Everybody got this false imagery out there. That imagery hurt our community, man. You know? It's going to piss some folks off, but I want to apologize to some gangster rappers. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize for some gangster rappers. They put it out there in the air. We had our nephews and nieces out there trying to live that smoke and mirrors. Granted, some of them were rapping about what they had seen in the street. It was tough. It was hard. But not everybody was pissed off like that. And we put that energy out in the air. The next generation picked it up. And then here we are, years later, homicide rate through the roof. Brothers walking around mad at each other. They don't even know why they're mad at each other, because they're upholding a false image.
Yeah.
So we're gonna speak to that.
Alrighty. So I mean, I had to ask, what is this manipulation you speaking about?
Manipulation, like when you look at a music video, right? And they show you the smoke and mirrors, the big mansion and the fancy cars. Let's talk about the story inside out, where the truth is at. The mansion is rented in the video. The cars are rented, but it's sending a message to the young people that, hey, this is what life is. And this ultimately, that video is lying to them. And it leads them down the road of trying to acquire these material things and identify with them. And sometimes that young person is willing to do whatever is necessary, or whatever they deem necessary to live that life. We got to stop and tell them the truth, man.
Okay. Right? What do you say to some of the ones that be like, well, that's something I would strive for, and would do what I need to do if I'm gonna have to have it. You know what I mean? Because I do get you on the point of there is a lot of people that would be like, oh well, they got it. Let me make sure I do. You know what I mean? And that might be selling drugs. They might be gang banging. They might be different other stuff. What about the other sides of that? Because it is some folks that's striving for the same things. They may not be using those avenues. Well, do you think that's still part of the manipulation there too?
Well,
striving to get it.
I'm specifically talking about manipulation through the media and music. There is a right way to go about doing things, but we paint this picture between the media and the music, and it's damaging to that younger mind. We have to tell them and explain to them, hey, that's just a video, but this is the right way to go do it. You know, those types of things.
What is the right way in your opinion?
Right way is to get up, go to work together to build what you're looking for, with the understanding that it's not done overnight. You see what I mean?
And you think that that's on 90s hip hop?
Well, I don't think it's all on 90s. I go into the 2000s as well. You know?
Okay.
Rick Ross talked about it. He said, damn, Stunner, all them cars, I thought they was real. You see what I mean? It's the false imagery that I'm talking about. And the industry insiders know what they're selling. See, back in the 90s, they were selling on everybody tough. It's cool to go to prison and come out. You know, you can sell a record if you went to prison. Ice Cube said that years ago. Yeah, years ago. Play it back. If you go run it back, this same messaging has been going into our community's ears, and we're twisted. We're twisted because of the messaging. Then you turn around and you get Nas X and this messaging that he was putting out there, right?
Oh Lord.
We go from thugging to hugging.
Oh Lord.
Hugging too long. You see what I mean? Huh? You turn on the television now, you know what that thing that Nas X was endorsing was the devil worship, the gay thing. We got a bad mixture. I'm not bashing LGBT, but I am standing on it. That was bad messaging. How many young brothers you see walking around out there with a beard and a ponytail? Huh?
Wait, so
yeah, I said it.
Ponytail is inherently, I don't know.
I'm talking about not just the ponytail. I'm talking about everything else that go with it. We see it.
Okay.
We see it.
Okay. Touche.
Square up and walk. Square up and walk. Square up and walk, young man. And if, you know, we can talk about it. You see, we don't have to beat them down, but we got to square it. We got to get this thing back on track.
Alrighty. Then if we're gonna dive into media manipulation for real, then what do you say? Because there was a lot of discourse going around as far as to the pushing that it is, especially towards the black man. I know that's been a topic in recent months about how the strong black man, black male figure is starting to slowly go away. Is demasculating a lot of or unable to get into different media avenues or higher in the industry. You gotta wear a dress. What's your I'm scared to ask.
Yeah, man.
What's your position on that?
Yeah, go ahead and ask, man.
What's your position on it?
Position on that is we see it happening. There's strong black men out here. We see it happening. But then the media wants to water it down, and we're supposed to get in the middle of the road and give what's considered the politically correct answer. We know that America is emasculating the black man. We see it. When you see the police kill a man on national television with his knee on his neck, that's a message in that, brother. We see this. We can't act like we don't see it. When you go into the mall right now, you got a bathroom for men and women, all at the same thing. Come on, man. We all see this. So for the sake of being politically correct, do we just stand in the middle and just deal with all of that while being crushed? See, because the black man here in America, we're descendants of slaves. This same America that's trying to erase our history. They don't want that story told, but it's already out there. You can't get the toothpaste back in the tube. You feel me, nephew?
I got you. Okay, so let's make sure we go down your versions of manipulation here.
Yeah,
manipulation in the music. I guess you would say the young This is what I ask for music, and hate to keep going back and forth, but
come on with it. I'm good.
This is why I asked for the music point, because I'm a big music head too. You said the 90s, but the 90s crowd would be at least almost 40 now. Okay. Like the people that grew up on the 90s music.
Mm-hmm.
The 2000s, 2010s, around my age, maybe a little older. I give them 35 to 26.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I give for the 20 or the 2000s. The 2010s to the 2000s, that's pretty much them now. Is it anything? Because you said as if it's still going on now. Is it in the music now, or has it stopped, or has it just got worse? Like where's your standpoint on that? Because you dove off on the 90s in the 2010s and 2000s, but I mean, my response would be, didn't it start before then too?
Well, I'm
and where we at now? That's what we doing.
I'm recalling that I can remember from the time in which I came up. See, we know that music did change. You know, gangster rap. It had an adverse and negative effect on our community, whether we say that out loud or not. I remember a song, Eazy-E said it, "A bitch is a bitch." It's nothing good about that, man. And then it was okay to call a woman a bitch in a song. You see what I mean? Then it became cool to be that, you see, or try to depict that. Then it became cool. My homeboy, he just got out the pen, you see. Then it became cool, see, the trap, right?
Okay.
It became cool that when I remember another song, I don't need a man. That's a lie. Because when you ain't got a man and you got kids, and you get your Section 8 house and your man is over there, you over there, and the kid somewhere in the middle, that's family separation. And we're weakened by that. We're weakened by it. We have to just stand up and say it. The way our ancestors was able to survive was by being together. You see?
Okay.
So, yeah, Uncle Shug's going to say it out loud and straightforward, because the only way it can be corrected is that these things have to be acknowledged. What are we going to do today to help square up this generation moving forward?
Now, that kind of goes into our next topic then. You was talking about the family separation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, your next topic was going to be back to family and brotherhood.
Absolutely.
Where are you at on that? What did that mean?
Back to family and brotherhood. That's about the black family coming back together and understanding the power of togetherness. We're better together. We're better together. I don't care who says what. I've been divorced. Divorce hurts. And anybody that's telling these young folks that it don't hurt, lying to them. That's a different situation if it's physically abusive and things of that sort. Every situation's different. But in general terms, we're better together.
Okay.
You know, little kid, 4, 5, 6 years old, daddy's nowhere to be seen because he's out there dodging the traps here in America. You know, as black men, we walk out, we're emasculated. When we walk outside, and we could be on our way to work, get pulled over. That could turn into a murder. We've seen that multiple times here in America. These are the things that we have to navigate as black men. We're forced to navigate these things. And then when when the home is broken, now she's under stress.
Now, what do you say to folks that would say that alone as a topic is a lot to digest there? Because there's multiple different reasons. Because I heard you say that black men are emasculated, and you going into the police thing.
We deal with all of it.
And for the ignorant, I speak for them. For the ignorant, they'll be asking, what does that have to do with family and brotherhood?
You just said it. That statement alone is a statement of ignorance because they don't understand the importance. Brotherhood, family, it still goes back to coming together and operating as one. The family bond. That's how we're strengthened.
Okay.
Big Mama and Muddy, back in the day, we had family reunions where everybody showed up. That's something that's lost in the past. It happens from time to time, but we don't. But when we do get together, say at a football game or the classic, we do get together, people having a good time. Then next thing you know, guns are going off.
Well, what do you say to man? Maybe Buddy just tried him on the wrong day, or they
Let's stop trying each other, nephew. What's wrong with that? What happened to like in the 70s when brothers would look at each other and say, "What's happening, black? What's happening, brother?"
Mm-hmm.
See, they meant that. See, they wasn't trying to harm each other. Not that things didn't happen back then. They did. But we've got to get back to a standard of respecting one another as black people. There's nobody else in this country that respects us anyway. Shout out brother Tariq Nasheed.
Tariq Nasheed. For those that don't know him, who is Tariq Nasheed?
Tariq Nasheed's a brother. He's on the internet, right? He talks about foundational black Americans, the FBAs. And he stands up, speaks strongly, and he checks receipts because he talks about other cultures coming over here, robbing us of our own culture. He has the courage to have that conversation.
Okay.
I'm down with that conversation.
I mean, sound like Dr. Umar for a little bit.
Well, him and Dr. Umar, they're different.
Okay.
Dr. Umar's talking about Pan-Africanism, and he's got some things going on right now. He's got his hands full. I'm going to reserve comment on Dr. Umar right now.
Okay.
Hopefully his situation works out
for
the best for him and those that are involved with him.
Okay. So what it sounds like your main thing is on this topic is the togetherness that come with being us, being black folks.
Yes.
So white folks ain't included.
Are white folks included with being black folks?
I mean, with the brotherhood and the family.
Let's be 1,000.
We talked about Dr. Umo. We talked about Dr. I mean, we ain't getting into it, but we mentioned it. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, let's be all the way clear. Okay, our history and lineage here in America, we've been oppressed by white people. Now, that doesn't mean that every white person is bad, but these are the facts. What I'm saying is we have to galvanize and love one another and come back together as brothers and sisters with respect to one another and our culture as a whole.
Now, let me ask a real in-depth question there. What do you say for maybe the few pessimistics out there that say what you're talking about is a very lofty goal. What you're talking about is hard to already coordinate something specific or something easy for most Black folks. And that we are too far down the line for us to get back to where we were. What do you say to that?
I say that it's actually a travesty, and it's a gross disrespect to our forefathers culturally. And when I say forefathers, let me be very specific. Our Black forefathers, not these people that they call our forefathers that enslaved and oppressed us. Because our forefathers, they had to stand together in places like right here in Birmingham, Alabama, in order to move the needle. And when I hear, well, we're not where we used to be, that means somebody dropped the ball. Going back to how did gangster rap help the civil rights movement? See,
I mean, it wasn't around then.
It wasn't around, but what I'm saying is there was another generation that came behind that dropped the ball, and that generation would be mine.
Okay.
See, I was a young adult in the 90s.
Okay.
And instead of holding it down and respecting one another as Black people, that generation, we were running around mad, shooting and killing each other. You know.
I mean, but y'all had Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5.
Yeah, we had a few.
And 90s. I mean, Roots too.
Well, when I say that, I don't want you to take that as a blanket statement.
Okay.
I'm just talking about the ones that, the
bad apples. They kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were celebrating people coming out of prison. Yeah, we were celebrating Tookie Williams. But Tookie Williams killed folks, man. Tookie Williams killed Black people. You see what I mean? And then he wrote children's books while he was in the joint. I'm not saying that he wasn't a changed man when they dropped him in the ground.
Okay.
Perhaps he was a changed man.
I'm gonna say I like maybe.
Yeah, people do change, but what I'm saying is the damage had been done, and it's upon us to change the narrative, to stand up and start telling our own story with love and respect and honor amongst ourselves. You see?
Okay.
That's what we have to get back to as a collective culture.
Okay. So we talked about the media manipulation. We got into a little bit of the family and brotherhood dynamics. Next up, you got on the list. Together we stand. No, exploitation. Let's get exploitation in.
Understanding what exploitation looks like nowadays. That's all. I think through the media, we can be looking at an exploitative situation and not even see it as being exploited. Example being, let's say, Allen Iverson comes up in the hood, single mother, right? The son of a single mother.
Okay.
He has great talent. Reebok gives him a deal, literally gives him a big check, like a sweepstakes check. And they put a microphone in his mouth and tell him to say these words, "Go buy my shoe." Now, the person that gave him the mic is the one that created the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he put Allen Iverson or LeBron James or Michael Jordan's image on the shoe. But our community, prior to that young man making it to that point, our community supported that young man and still do to this day.
I know how to buy me some Iversons.
But the exploitation is when Iverson says, "Go buy my shoe," the single mothers run out to Foot Locker or wherever to buy the shoe. And the shoe is $75 per shoe, $150.
Okay.
And the person that actually owns the shoe that pimped Iverson and put his logo, his image on the shoe, let's say if it were a Nike, that would have been Phil Knight. And then you have a million people that was following Allen Iverson or LeBron James or Michael Jordan all the way to the league. So when that young man says, go buy my shoe, they run out and buy it. But when they get to the store, it's $150. You see?
Okay.
That means that young man with the talent just got exploited by the man that made the shoe that doesn't have the talent. And he makes the bulk of the money off of that. See? I think about Nike and Phil Knight. They did it to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan eventually got out of that situation. He has his own brand, but initially Phil Knight pimped him. And in pimping him, Phil Knight pimped us as a community.
Okay. What do you say to the folks that be like, well, that's just business. And that comes with being a sponsor. I mean, for all they gave.
Well, it is business. But who's the pawn?
Gave Iverson, I mean.
Who's the pawn in the middle of the business, though? Who's the donkey?
I'm guessing you would say that's Iverson, right?
Absolutely. We never paid a dime to watch Phil Knight play basketball because he can't. Phil Knight's not 6'9" like LeBron James.
He got the company to make them shoes, though.
Well, he made the shoes, but in order to sell the shoe, he came to us and got the talent.
Okay.
Got the biggest, strongest, quickest, fastest slave, if we rewind it back, and told the rest of the slaves to go buy the shoe.
I see where you're going with it.
And when they get there, it's $150, and everybody got pimped. That's exploitation current day. I think Kyrie Irving is a young man now who's doing his own brand. He has his own shoe made. Because
I don't think he's with Nike anymore.
Right. He's not owned by Nike anymore. See? So he's not wearing their brand. See, we live in a time now where, and Uncle Shug's going to speak this to the young people. Go create your own brand. Because if Phil Knight can go to the Philippines and get that shoe made for $10 and then have it shipped and then sold here in America for $150 per shoe, that's called profit.
Funny how all of these topics kind of bleed into each other.
Yeah.
What do you say for that kid or whoever it is that make that brand? They say, well, it ain't gonna sell like the Nikes do. It ain't gonna sell like how the Reeboks got through. It's already hard enough to sell to my people when it comes to Adidas.
Well, it sells again. They put marketing dollars behind it. But if you took that Nike sneaker and you did a commercial with Phil Knight playing basketball, it wouldn't sell. Phil Knight had to go get him a young, athletic black man to endorse that shoe so the black community could come out and buy it. Because the pitch is, when you put this shoe on, you can jump like LeBron James. That's a lie. Because LeBron James can jump like that without a Nike shoe on. LeBron James could put a pair of church shoes on and still have his same vertical. You see, it's a matter of imagery and getting people to believe that the value is in a product that you made.
What about even to a lesser degree? Because I think he's still a subsidiary to another brand, but even Shaq's didn't work in the hood.
Yeah,
even Shaq's didn't work in the hood, and he was using him. That's Shaq. That's the Diesel. That's Superman, and people was bagging on some Shaqs. I wish you would walk in here with some Shaqs on. Like, what?
See,
what do you say to that?
First off, shout out to the Diesel. I understand why Diesel put his brand out there the way that he did. Diesel put an affordable brand out there because he didn't want to burn our community, because he too understood, wait a minute, a lot of these kids that find a portion of their identity in this shoe, their parents don't have the money. So shout out to Big Diesel. Diesel brought the price down and made it affordable. Now they didn't run out and buy it the way they do a Nike because they've been so brainwashed because of the difference in the marketing. And again, salute Big Shaq. That brother got it right. The community didn't respond in such a strong in as strong of a fashion because they were already brainwashed. They really believe when Mike said when Spike Lee said, "Is it the shoes money? Money is it the shoes?" Now we all know that Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan without those shoes. You see what I mean? He's still 6'6", extremely athletic, no matter what shoe he was putting on. But the marketing machine was able to manipulate those younger minds, right? Through media, right? The commercials and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? So that's a manipulation as well. That all goes back to the money. If we start making our own brands and let the money circulate that way, I think we'll have a shot.
Okay. And then last on the topic, together we stand. What did you mean by that?
Community. It's like you and I are working together here. You came in, you did your part, I'm doing my part. We win by working together. See, if you walked in and said, "Hey man, I got mine, you get yours," that's a loser's mentality.
Okay.
Because divided we fall, together we stand, divided we fall. That's in every aspect of life. And we have to get back to that.
How? For the folks in the back.
How do you do that? In the back, the way it's a change of mentality. I shouldn't be looking at you as a black man threatened by what I think your success looks like. If anything, we put our resources together and we collaborate to make things even better. You see?
Well, if I got snaked by old buddy not too long ago, I need to still work with him.
If you got snaked by?
Mm-hmm.
No. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't any bad apples in the barrel. They're out there. We know that. I'm talking about the mentality because we still have to use discernment in everything that we do. And unfortunately, there are bad apples out there. And we do have to be careful of getting burned by our own. You know, we do see a lot of black betrayal in our community, black on black betrayal, you know, all while being betrayed by white America, betrayed and oppressed, economically oppressed. See, those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
But we can combat that by coming together, educating one another. See, they're taking our stories out of schools now because, you know, even our history is a threat. So we have to keep it going by doing things like this. We have to have these conversations to keep it moving forward.
Okay. Anything else you want to get off your chest for the people?
I got a lot to get off my chest, man. Unc got a lot he's going to be popping off about. And like I said, to everybody that's watching, you know, get in touch with Unc. Call in. We can have these conversations. Give me your opinions. I'm not opposed to anybody's opinion. I'm a strongly opinionated person. You see? Strongly opinionated. Call in with your opinions and your situations, and let's navigate through this thing. We can do this. That's all. There's enough shits and giggles out here through the media. Silly stuff. We'll have some fun too. We can shoot it a little bit, but let's keep the train on the track and see what we can do to make our community come back together, because that's the only way we're going to win. Come back together, empower one another, share knowledge with one another. That's why I keep saying I want to hear from the nephews. I need to know what's going on out there in your life. We can talk about it, man. It's just time. And I decided to do this podcast because it's time. We're going to stand up and do something about it. So shout out to all the nephews out there. Come holler at me. And just know that we can talk about anything. Lay it on the table. We'll talk about it, and we'll get some answers and move forward together as a community. We don't have to be afraid to be who we are. Be unapologetically black in this white America. It's okay. We've had to do that anyway. We've always had to be that. If we weren't, we wouldn't be here today. Shout out to our ancestors too. They stood strong so we can have these conversations. Uncle Shug sincere about it. Let's do it.